Welcome along, it's the 15th of January 2020 and I'm back for a day session after last week's double disaster at Stockton Reservoir. I haven't set up anywhere yet, I'm on the boards, scouting it out. We've got 3 or 4 other anglers today, so I'm going to be limited on where I can go, where I can move to. So before I set up and choose a peg, I'm going to spend the first half hour or so on this murky day, seeing if I can see any signs of fish before deciding on where I'm fishing today. It's now 9:10 and I've been here for over an hour now and I've only just got the rods out. Spent 45 minutes looking for the carp this morning, couldn't find them. Then just as I chose a peg to start on, I was about to chuck the rods out, I seen one top of the other end of the lake. So I packed back up, I've got round here, hopefully I'm starting the day on the fish. So now I'll start going through with you why I chose this peg number 53. So I started, when I got here, I dumped my stuff down on one peg on the boards, as there's already 4 anglers here, and just watched the water. I moved right up to the end of the boards, where I had a good view of most of the lake, and I stood up there for about half an hour, and then decided I was going to fish peg 20, just because I could see all the other anglers that are fishing, to see if they were catching, and I could also have a good, expansive view of most of the lake, or the main part of the lake where I think the fish are going to be. And then I saw one top, just as I got the rod set up, was just about to put the first cast out. I saw a fish top right on the other end of the lake, which is why I moved around to here. So it's took me about an hour and a quarter-ish from getting here until I was actually fishing. But that's just because I'm watching and the desperation to catch this time after 2 blanks in a row last week. So the one fish I seen top, so I packed up straight away and I've come around to peg 53. I've got my rods on the spot, or out in the area where it topped. Single baits I'm using, one bottom bait, one pop-up. Both are being glugged, one in oil and one in its own liquid. The one in its own liquid CC More Life System, and I've had them in liquid for about 6 years now. So that's my bottom bait. Pop-up bait is squid option. It's been in squid oil for, I don't know, 7 or 8 months now. So I'm hoping they'll be giving off a nice pong. The smells going through the water, oil's lifting up through the water columns up to the surface. I'm going to start with them for an hour, keep on watching the water. Although it's a lot less comfortable than it was on the other side, because I'm facing the southwesterly winds today. So I'm facing at the brunt of it, and it's going to get a bit windier this afternoon. I've got a bit of confidence that I'm going to be able to catch. Looks like I've got a little friend. It looks like I've got 2 little friends. Coming up to 11:30 and I've had a bite on the left hand rod, a couple of beeps, and then it slowly started taking line off the spool, struck into nothing, come back with a leaf on my hook. So I put both baits out there now, both rods on the same spot, but the sun's come out, it's warmed up significantly in the last 10 minutes, and I'm starting to think maybe I should be putting a zig on. But it's bang on 3 o'clock. I've just had a word with someone that's walking round, and no one else has caught anything today, but all 6 other anglers are all fishing on the bottom. So I'm changing one rod. If everyone's fishing on the bottom and no one's catching, I've got to fish with a zig. They're not on the bottom, otherwise someone would have had one. So last hour and a half I'll be changing depths between 18 inches and 5 foot and casting to where I seen that showing fish a little while ago. To my last chance saloon basically. Confidence is nearly out. This could be another blankety blank checkbook and pen. Got 10 minutes left. It's another blank. Thanks for watching. Hopefully the next vlog I'll catch. 22nd of January 2020 and I'm fishing somewhere different again today as I get fed up of blanking down Stockton Reservoir. I've got the whole lake to myself, about 18 acres. I'm going to fish off a dam wall. Some of you might recognise it already. It's Clattercote Reservoir. Coming up to 9 o'clock. 2 other anglers have just arrived. There's still plenty of room for us all. Started with down water, I can see the whole lake. It's 25 foot out in front of me, shallowing up to about 14 foot. I'm fishing just where it's 14 foot to start off with single baits. But I started here because there's cormorants, 14 cormorants are fishing this spot. And it did me and my friend good last winter, starting off where the cormorants were. So I've had a chuck around with the lead. My left hand rod's fishing a pop-up on the bottom though. And on a slope where it's about 14 foot, I've had a couple of chucks around with the lead. It's a lot shallower than right in front of me. And I'm starting off there. My right hand rod's going to be fished with a zig at different depths throughout the day. If something catches, then I'll be changing both rods onto that and fishing on there. I'm starting with single bait. There's a lot of carp in here. But I'm starting with single bait because once you put a bit of bait in, you can't take it back out. If that's not working after an hour or so, I'm going to start putting in a little bit of bait. Coming up to about 10:30. Still no sign of any carp. I haven't had a touch, and now I've got both rods on the bottom and put a bit of bait out. And luckily, 14 to 25 foot of water is a little bit too deep for this guy and his mate up there to get on my bait. It's 11:30 and we're still blanking. I've now got on a 14 foot zig, which I'm slowly going to chop down a foot at a time over the next few hours. And my left hand rod, that's staying on the bottom, but I'm going to keep chopping and changing what the hook bait is. I'll put out, I don't know, about 10 boilies 3 times over the time since I've got here and since I started fishing with a bit of bait. So far I've produced nothing. The carp ain't showing themselves anywhere. The water's fairly calm and flat, but every time there's a movement on the water it seems to be a cormorant or a grebe. So I'm going to wet my nuts off. If I see a fish top move, the only good thing I've got so far is the carp angler hasn't had a touch either. So bailiff said it's fishing alright, so hopefully a bit of zig fishing, I can have my first ever fish on a zig. I know in all these vlogs I keep using zigs and I keep banging on that I've never caught one on a zig. So I'm hopefully today could be the day. It's 1 o'clock, things are getting worse as I'm still blanking, but I finally seen a fish top. So I've cast to it down to the right of me down the damn wall, and since I've cast there a few minutes ago another one's topped. So what I've done, got a bottom bait, I filled up a PVA bag with about 10 or so 4mm pellets, filled the bag up with a good bit of glug. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed because otherwise this is going to be a 5th blank of the decade. It's now 2:30 and there's been 2 pike anglers been fishing the other end of the damn wall. While I've been dead baiting over the last few hours, I've seen 3 carp top not too far out in front of them, maybe about 20 yards. So as soon as they've moved and gone spinning, chucking a lure around for the pike and mooching around the lake, I've jumped straight into their swim, put singles out. I mean, I've tried everything in the other swim. I even put in about ½ kilo of boilies, been fishing on top of that because the bailiff said put a bit of bait in. That hasn't worked. I haven't even had a touch, fishing zigs from 14 foot down to about 7 foot. I haven't had a touch. So I've moved because that's the only sign of anything I've seen today carp wise. So 3 times and I've been straight on them as soon as I've had the chance. Half an hour left, darkness is upon us. I've got the lake to myself again, and 2 bad things have happened to me in the last 5 minutes. Firstly, my last cast on a zig, changing a different bait and a different goo. and I managed to get the line caught around the eye and it snapped, so I've lost all that. Brilliant. And then secondly, the two pike anglers have been all the way around the lake spinning, said that they've seen numerous carp topping down the far end of the lake where the water's about 4 foot deep, I think, at the deepest. It's really shallow up there. So lessons been learnt. Maybe I should have gone for a walk around the lake like I usually do first, instead of just setting up on a dam wall where I was convinced in my mind last night and on the way here that's where they're going to be. So a bit of a shocker by my doing, really. I should have been looking for the carp rather than just setting up on a dam wall and watching. But you learn your lessons with all these blanks. So to sign off, so thanks for watching. Do see my other videos where I do actually manage to catch a few fish. This is the 5th blank in a row, 4th carp blank in a row. Still no carp this decade.